Hello students, welcome to Dr. Deepa Dake's NEET Biology, and this is our new series for class 12th students who are appearing in exam in class 12th board for 2021. So here we begins with the chapter 1, that is the reproduction in organism. Stay connected with the channel because at the end of session I give you some topics which are deleted from this chapter. So let's begin with the reproduction in organism. When we study for the reproduction, so you all are knowing reproduction is a process by which the individuals are produces the new progeny or offsprings of their own kind. So here you remember the progeny which is to be produces, these progenies are always be of their own kind. They are not identical. This is the main thing you remember in reproduction. Now, so here you remember, simply we study the definition for reproduction. The process by which individual produces new progeny of their own kind. This part you remember, this own kind is, remember, not the identical but similar kinds of progenies are produces. Now when we study about the reproduction, so you remember reproduction is one of the phase of the lifespan. And now what is lifespan? Lifespan, you remember, a lifespan is a time period for every individual. A specific lifespan is present, and lifespan, you remember, lifespan is a time period of any of the living individual from birth to death. So from birth to death, time period of that individual is called as lifespan. This lifespan clearly divided into 4 phases. These 4 phases of lifespan are, first phase is called as vegetative phase, or it is also called as juvenile phase in case of animals. The second phase is the reproductive phase, and the entire unit of class 12, unit 1 is related with this phase of the living being, that the reproduction. So the second phase you remember, reproductive phase. The third phase of lifespan in animals, commonly called as aging. We all observe the aging feature or the common phenomena of aging in our grandparents. So a number of features you appear. These are the common features of the aging, whereas the same phenomena is called as senescence in case of plants. So instead of aging, plants show the senescence in particular season or at a particular time in their lifespan. And once the aging is take place, animals are shifted towards the death phase, or you remember, for a unicellular animal, death is called as decline phase, because most of the unicellulars are growing in terms of colonies. So when we study the death for a particular population of an individual, then it is called decline phase, and for individual that is called as death. So after aging, the death will be take place. Now the basic difference between the plant and animal, when they are showing these phases in their life cycles, in animals the lifespan is completed due to the irreversible change. That means once they complete their juvenile or vegetative phase, they enter in reproductive phase, and one after other they proceed to next phase. After reproductive phase, none of the animal can enter in vegetative phase. But in plant, you remember, in plant the changes are reversible because you observe tree in your surrounding. So every year you observe the flowering. fruiting, formation of new branches आप observe करते हैं, and after that in particular season yellowing of leaves or senescence आप कह रहे हैं senescences appear. So trees, perennial trees particularly, every year show these three phases. First they show the vegetative phase, after that the flowering phenomena we observe which represent reproduction in plants, and then after the senescence we observe. After senescence trees never be at proceed to the death, they always, you remember, after senescence trees कहाँ पर आएंगे, they again come towards the vegetative phase, and in this way for a multiple year these three phases are consistently and regularly take place in plants, predominantly in perennial trees. So this you remember, these are the four phases of lifespan. Why we study? Because the chapter is entirely related with reproduction, and reproduction, you remember, is one of the phase of the lifespan. Now when we study about the reproduction, so here you remember next we study the types of reproduction. Now what are the types of reproduction? Here the two major types of reproduction you remember. The first type of reproduction is called as asexual reproduction. This asexual reproduction in plant itself called as vegetative reproduction. So first type is asexual reproduction, and the second type of reproduction is called as sexual reproduction. Identical feature of all the living beings, sexual reproduction आप study करते हैं. Asexual reproduction may or may not be present. So this part you remember. Now we come towards the difference between the asexual and sexual reproduction. So when we study about the asexual and sexual reproduction, so here you remember some basic differences are there, and according to that you can clearly identify how the individual show these two types of reproduction. Okay, so when we study about the differences, first difference, that the asexual reproduction, a type of reproduction in which single parent is involved with or without gamete formation. You go through the NCERT for this. So with or without gamete formation, that is called as asexual reproduction. But when we come towards the sexual reproduction, so here you remember either one or two parents are involved. So here you remember a type of reproduction in which single parent means when the parent is hermaphrodite or bisexual. So single or two parents when the parents are unisexual. So this you remember, or dioecious word we also use for unisexual. So the two parents or unisexual parents are involved with gamete formation. So this part you remember, they involve with gamete formation is a unique phenomena or the phase of the sexual reproduction. Second हम study करते हैं, the second difference, predominantly asexual reproductions are take place during unfavorable conditions. So predominantly asexual reproduction is take place under unfavorable condition, whereas the sexual reproduction is completed during favorable conditions. So this part you remember. Third we studied difference, that gamete formation, here we study this definition according to NCERT. But you remember the asexual reproduction is predominantly characterized by the formation of spatial bodies. So here you remember, during asexual reproduction, spatial structures like spores, birds, gemmules, are formed. So this part you remember, the spatial structures are formed during the asexual reproduction, whereas in sexual reproduction you remember gamete formation is the identical property. Secondly, the fusion of gamete, that means fertilization, and zygote formation, or zygote will develop into embryo. So embryogenesis or embryogeny is completely absent in case of asexual reproduction, whereas in case of sexual reproduction both processes are well developed and both the processes are present. So this part you remember. One most important thing, one term you study for the first time, that is clone. That term is important for your NEET exam also or competitive exam also. So this you remember, the resulting progeny, identical progenies are produces. So identical progenies are produced and these progenies are called clone. So this part you remember, the progenies of the asexual reproduction, identical means there is no change in DNA and the progenies are exactly similar with the parents. So these progenies are called clone. Whereas when we come towards the sexual reproduction produces the variants because the gametes are fused and two different DNA fuse to form a variant progeny. So therefore you remember, instead of identical, here the variant progenies are formed. So this part you remember. So this is the just difference. You go through this difference and now we come towards the various modes of asexual reproduction. So now we come towards the various modes of asexual reproduction. Clear? When we study the different modes of asexual reproduction, so here you remember the first mode of asexual reproduction is called as fission. Second mode of reproduction, asexual reproduction, is budding. Third mode of reproduction is spore formation. And the fourth mode we study, that is specifically present in sponges. That mode you remember, that mode is called as gamule formation. So these four major modes of asexual reproduction in different individual. Now first we study fission. Fission when you study, so we study about binary fission and multiple fission. Fission means simply you remember the direct mode of division or direct division in which the body is divided either into two parts or it divided into multiple parts. When it divided into two, then the fission is called as binary fission. Binary fission you commonly appear in amoeba, paramecium, euglena, as well as bacteria also reproduce most commonly by binary fission. So when the body directly divided into two, it is called binary fission. Second आप fission में study करते हैं multiple fission. Multiple fission you remember, it is called as cyst formation. That means the amoeba generally show the process of multiple fission, or multiple fission we predominantly study in amoeba. So here you remember the direct division, and this fission is of two types, binary fission as well as multiple fission. Binary fission, parent amoeba, this amoeba directly divide and produce two daughter amoebae, then this fission is called as binary fission. multiple fission. In multiple fission, you remember multiple fission is also called as cyst formation because the amoeba develop, parent amoeba develop a triple layer coat or triple layer cyst around the body. Generally, multiple fission take place during unfavorable condition and binary during the favorable condition. Secondly, when the conditions start to become a favorable, read this part very carefully. The cyst formation take place during unfavorable condition, but the multiple fission inside the cyst start when the external conditions are favorable and a large number of spore-like structures are formed. These are called as pseudopodiospores. So this part you remember, when the cyst get burst, cyst is consist of carbohydrate or polysaccharide, it get burst, pseudopodiospore releases in water and they again develop into the new daughter amoebae. So this commonly you remember for the process or the type of asexual reproduction which take place by the fission. Now we come towards the budding. For these you remember the example, predominant amoeba is one of the good example for binary fission as well as for the multiple fission. Secondly, when we come towards the budding, so for budding you remember two examples we study for the budding. First we study budding in yeast and second the budding we study in case of hydra. Yeast unicellular fungus आप study करते हैं, belongs to Ascomycetes and in yeast you remember this is a single cell of the yeast and the one plasma membrane grow as a bud, the nucleus shift towards the side of outgrowth or bud and divide. After division, one nucleus is enter in the newly synthesized bud and the another nucleus remain present inside the parent body of the yeast. After some time, this bud get detached from the parent body and it become develop into the new yeast or new Saccharomyces cerevisiae. You remember it is a scientific name for the yeast. Secondly, when we study about hydra, so hydra you remember, hydra is coelenterate, fresh water coelenterate, Cnidaria में आपने class 11th में study किया है and in hydra you remember tentacles are present and whenever the bud formation take place in hydra, bud is formed at the base of the hydra. So here you remember initially the bud is grow as a outgrowth, finger-like projection, the extra outgrowth of the plasma membrane or body surface is called as bud. And then this bud you remember when start to develop tentacles, after that this bud also get detached from the body and then it develop into the new individual. So this part you remember, this is for the phenomena of budding which is commonly we study in case of yeast and in case of hydra. So this part you remember for the budding and what is bud. Now you see when the amoeba is divided or the new buds are divided, exact whatever genetic material is present in parent cell, the similar genetic material is transferred into the bud or transfer into the new progeny. So there is no variation in DNA. Because of that, the new hydra developed from this bud or new is developed from this bud is exactly identical to the parents. That's why the newly developing cells or the progenies of asexual reproduction called as clones. So this part you remember. Spore formation when we study. So spore formation you remember the two types of spores we study here. First we study non-motile spore and second we study the motile spores. So this part you remember the non-motile and motile spores, diagrams for both the spores provided in NCERT. Motile spores, zoospores and non-motile spores are conidia. So now here you see, first we study about a non-motile spores. Non-motile spores when we study, So common example for non-motile spore, you remember conidia, and this conidia when you study, so conidia you remember, conidia is predominantly present in fungi. Ascomycetes class आप study करते हैं. So where the asexual reproduction in Ascomycetes take place by conidia, one of the hypha of the fungi start to grow upwardly, and this hypha develop some special flask shaped structure, and these flask shaped structure will responsible for the formation of conidia. Again, the arrangement of conidia you remember, the older conidia are present at tip, and the smaller conidia are newly born conidia are present at the base. So the older conidia or the mature conidia comes in contact with air and they get dispersed in new habitat. New habitat में किसके through disperse होंगे? In new habitat they disperse with the help of air. So conidia mainly you remember, conidia is mainly transmit or transport with the help of air current. आप याद रखिए, they are developing on the spatial hypha. This spatial hypha is called as conidiophore. So this part you remember for the non-motile spore. When we come towards the motile spores, so motile spore you remember, the motile spores are zoospores. Secondly, when you study about the zoospore, so one important thing you remember, zoospores are only present in aquatic forms of life, because in zoospore two flagella are present. So this part you remember, the zoospores are present only in aquatic forms, that is algae and some of the aquatic fungi, and secondly they are the biflagellate spores. Zoospores you remember, they are formed inside the bag-like structure, and this bag-like structure is called as zoosporangium, and inside this zoosporangium a large number of zoospores are formed, and these zoospores show the flagella. It depends on the species whether the zoospores are bean shaped or pear shaped, whether the flagella present laterally or the flagella placed anteriorly. It vary from species to species, but whenever zoospore form they are biflagellated. Zoospore, a huge number of spores are formed inside the sporangium. When the conditions, again these both the structure spores are developed during unfavorable condition. When the conditions are favorable, zoosporangium bursts, spores releases in water or in surrounding water habitat, and upon germination they will produce as the new thallus of algae or new filaments of the fungi. So this part you remember, whenever you use the fungi, that means only aquatic fungi show the formation of zoospore as a asexual body. So this part you remember. So this is the non-motile spores, conidia. For conidia example is provided penicillium. So the fungus penicillium, penicillium is a Ascomycetes fungus. So penicillium you remember, penicillium show the reproduction, asexual reproduction by conidia. Zoospore, algae आपने 11th में study किया है, aquatic fungi study किया है. So over there you study the zoospore is one of the common feature in aquatic forms of life. Now we come towards the gemule formation. Gemule formation you remember, the gemule formation when we come towards the example, so gemule formation you remember, they are the predominant feature of sponges. Clear? Sponges means you recall the porifera. So in porifera we study the gemule formation. Now what is gemule? Gemule you also remember, it is somewhat a similar kind of multiple fission, but when the gemule is formed inside the sponges. So here you remember a vase shape or pot shape structure is formed around the body of sponges, and inside that the body is protected by this kind of spicules you observe, All these diagrams are provided in your NCERT book. So you go through those diagrams. So these are the spicules. Spicules are formed by calcium carbonate. So spicules are there. Spicules are mainly responsible silicaceous spicules, calcium carbonate spicules with spongine fiber are the characteristic feature of the sponges, and inside this gemule a large number of multiple time fission is take place, and because of that a large number of spores of the gemmules or the cells of the sponges are present. Now this mouth of the gemule is closed with mucilage. So initially the mouth is packed with mucilage to protect all these structures. Later when the conditions become favorable, at that time you remember the mucilage become dissolved in water, and due to dissolution of mucilage water is enter inside the gemule, and with excurrent water, incurrent water means the water enter inside the gemule, and when that water comes out of the gemule, so it carry all these spores which are present inside this structure. Individually each spore or each structure is germinate, and upon germination it will lead to the production of sponges. So this part you remember. Secondly, this part is important for NEET exam also, because the examples are provided in terms of match the column type of question, or which of the following is correctly matched or incorrectly matched. So this much you remember for the today's session, that we study introduction of reproduction. Secondly, we study the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction, as well as the different modes of reproduction. Beginning में कहा था आपको कि according to the new policy of CBSE 30% syllabus is reduced, and in that 30% syllabus from first unit से आप याद रखिएगा, from this chapter asexual reproduction, vegetative reproduction is completely deleted. But ये आपको याद रखना है कि ये जो portion delete हुआ है, this deleted for the students of CBSE board exam, first thing. Secondly, syllabus is not deleted till today, there is no notification. तो NEET का syllabus आपका वैसे ही है. So if you want to clear NEET with good score and good exam, good marks, तो आपको वहां पर डिलीटेड पोर्शन पे बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं देना है कि अगर पोर्शन डिलीट हुआ है तो आपने पूरा का पूरा स्किप कर दिया है. दैट काइंड ऑफ बिहेवियर यू अवॉइड इन क्लास 12. ट्राई टू रीड द थिंग्स much more and more, so it will helpful you in your competitive exams. Okay, so this much part you remember, though it is not included in the board syllabus for 2020-21, but this part is important for your NEET exam. And secondly, this is the introductory basic part of the chapter. So for today's session I sum up the session with this. In next session we continue with the next topic of the chapter, as it is NCERT we follow in these session. So stay connected with channel. The new students who are coming from today or join from today, they kindly subscribe my channel and stay motivated, stay blessed and stay connected with Dr. Deepa Dake's NEET Biology. Thank you.